very irritating, can't it? First, you'll sit in the waiting room for what feels like an eternity, and then the nurse will come in and say, "The doctor will see you now." Except the doctor won't see you now for another 45 minutes. So you'll sit there, wearing this giant crunchy paper dress with your ass hanging out, feeling like a giant piece of origami. You know, sometimes during that time, I weigh myself. I am kidding, I do not weigh myself. No, I usually just wait. It's funny, isn't it? How you can be in a place so beautiful and ridiculous at the same damn time. In her 2018 book, Doing Harm, the truth about how bad medicine and lazy science leaves women dismissed, misdiagnosed, and sick, author Maya Dunsberry talks about her cancer diagnosis and how it took her 3 years and going through 11 doctors before she was finally taken seriously. Women's health is often dismissed in the medical industry, both in research and in patient care, because some doctors just don't believe them. The healthcare field transcends into everyday life, with women not being believed in sexual assault cases, spousal abuse cases, and so much more. However, through Jenny Allen's story, we find the silencing of women that has been going on for centuries is literally killing them. I got sick, then I got better, by Jenny Allen. I started having these abdominal pains, and I thought they were menstrual cramps a lot of the time. A few months of this went by, and I went to my gynecologist, who couldn't have been less concerned. He did do a pap smear, which was normal, which meant I didn't have cervical cancer. What a relief. The pain continued, so I went to my regular doctor. I thought maybe I had a hernia. He felt around and found nothing. The colonoscopy doctor didn't know what was causing my pain. Then I thought maybe I pulled a muscle. So I went to a Chinese traditional medicine doctor. He pressed at various points in my body, and the pain went away for a few weeks. About 9 months went by, and the pain had returned, so I went back to my gynecologist, and this time it had shown irregular cells. So yeah, I found out I was sick. Cancer, obviously. But you see all these depressed, bald women out here, and, well, I know I didn't look so miserable. I was determined not to be them, you know, depressed. God, I hated the sight of it. This one day I got my pathology report back, and I laid it out on the table, and I had my friend Dana come in and look at it, since she was a former nurse, and because I didn't understand any of that stuff. She looked at it and then turned to me and said, "You're a 2C, Jenny." And I was like, okay. I knew I was a stage 2, but I didn't know that shit had letters to it. What comes after 2? No, don't tell me. Is it 3? And then after 3 is 4, and after 4 is then I went and I locked myself in my room, and I laid there with the covers pulled over my head for maybe about 13 hours until my husband came home. Now, don't get me wrong, I love my husband. Well, I loved my husband, but he's not entirely present. This one day he came home from work, and I turned to him and I said, "I'm a 2C, Jules." And he says to me, okay, cool. What's for dinner? What's for dinner? Are you kidding me? This is what I get? I needed someone who was gonna be my advocate. Someone who was going to fuss over me and wait on me and go on the internet and read all about my disease and tell me everything with the depressing parts. Not somebody who was going to ask me what's for dinner. But I would have hated that too. You know, everything people did just pissed me off. Like, trust me, it did. You know, people always said, there's always somebody worse off than you, Jenny. Huh? What if? The worse off person everyone is referring to is you. Like, damn, at least I'm not Jenny. That would suck. You know, people said you never get more than you can handle. No, I think people get more than they can handle all of the time. And that's why we have people jumping off of buildings and killing themselves. But the one I hated the most, the one that just pissed me off, was when people would say, everything happens for a reason. But what they really mean is everything happens for a purpose, and I'm sorry, but I just don't believe in that kind of divine direction. Now, I do think life is beautiful, I do, and it is a gift, and it is worthwhile, but I don't think there's a big plan. No, I think sometimes accidents just happen. There are sometimes no answers. I see no answers. Until I had a checkup with my oncologist. And she asked me, how are you feeling, Jenny? You know, I feel like what has happened to me. I feel like it's being in a really, really violent car accident, you know? And I'm trying to stop the car, but the accident is still happening, you know? I feel like this world is a horrible place, but it was supposed to have people who were supposed to help me. They were supposed to protect me, and they hadn't, you know? I feel like I might not have gotten ovarian cancer, or it might have been caught sooner if the first doctors had just done some more tests. You should have listened to me. You should have paid attention to my pain. You know, I feel like I am dying, and I will continue to die with no answers as to why that is. And she says to me, with her face blank as a sheet of paper, with no emotions, what do you want me to say, Jenny? That there are bad doctors? That you were misdiagnosed? That you might not make it? That you are going to die, Jenny Allen? I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Yes! That is exactly what I wanted you to say! My God. She was not sorry for me. And she was right. I am going to die. You know, when I'm not mad, I'm in tears. I cry all of the time. I have this sense of longing for the young woman who had no idea she would ever get so sick. You know, no one comes out of this disease alive. But the eyes of my little world, my family, my friends, my acquaintances, upon me. And I was absolutely going to rise to the occasion.